We must fight to keep it that way. Because some want a completely different Texas. Where we have cut taxes, they would raise them. Where we have created jobs, they would destroy them. Where we have supported our law enforcement officers, they would defund them. Where we have protected your constitutional rights, they threaten to take them away. And where we promote Texas exceptionalism, they engage in fear-mongering. We cannot let big government liberals redesign our state with the progressive agenda that is destroying some parts of America. We need a proven winner who will fight to secure the future of Texas. And that is why today I am in the Rio Grande Valley to officially announce my re-election to run as your governor of the great state of Texas. Now listen, ever since you elected me to be governor, I've worked every day to deliver for the people of Texas. Despite the unprecedented challenges that we have faced, Texas has persevered. And now, as you have seen and heard, more and more businesses are moving here. More and more Texans are working here than ever before in the history of our state. I promised to create an environment that would spur our economy and create more jobs. And together, we have made Texas an economic juggernaut. Every year that I've been governor, Texas has been named the best state for business in the United States of America. Every year that I'm a governor, Texas has been ranked the #1 state in America for the most business relocations and business expansions. In this past year, we set an all-time record with 73 businesses moving their headquarters to the state of Texas, and that is almost double the second best year we've ever had in Texas history. Importantly, with those businesses come good-paying jobs for our families and for our communities. But importantly, it's not just large companies. We also promised to help small businesses, and that is exactly what we've achieved. Texas is now ranked the #1 state in America to start a small business. And because of our employers, both large and small, more Texans have jobs today than under any governor in Texas history. Now, hundreds of thousands of those good-paying jobs are in the energy sector, the sector that has made America energy independent. And we cannot allow these leftist promoters of the Green New Deal to destroy those high-paying energy jobs. So one of the reasons why I am running for re-election is to secure the future of energy jobs in the Lone Star State. And the Texas economy is more diverse than ever. Texas is the #1 state in America for jobs created by black business owners and by Hispanic women business owners. The fact is, the Texas economy works for absolutely everybody. Now, to help all of our business owners and operators open and operate successfully during COVID, we promised that we would pass COVID liability protection, and we did. We promised to expand broadband access, and we did. Whether you work from home or in an office, today's economy requires broadband access. And it was particularly important to close the digital divide in rural Texas. No governor has done more to achieve that goal than I have, and we will continue our commitment to rural Texas and getting broadband to the rural regions across our great state. We promised to provide relief on franchise taxes and unemployment taxes, and we delivered on that promise. And now I'm running for governor to cut business taxes even more. Speaking of taxes, I promised Texans that we would cut your property taxes. And we have in every legislative session that I've been governor. Altogether, property taxes have been slashed by more than $18 billion during my tenure as your governor. But I realize, not enough Texans actually see that $18 billion in property tax relief that we have delivered. There may be reasons for that. One of them are these skyrocketing appraisals that you get every year. Another is that taxing authorities rack up more debt that can increase property taxes. It is time to change that. So I'm running for governor to pass a taxpayer's bill of rights to protect you from skyrocketing property taxes in Texas. I'm also running to ensure that the next generation will be equipped for the jobs of the future. To secure the workforce of the future, we need to provide a quality education for our children. I promised to give Texas children the opportunity at a high-quality early education, and we delivered on that promise. I am the only governor to prioritize early education and to sign it into law. I also promised to invest more in public education, and we delivered on that promise. No governor has devoted more resources to public education than I have. In 2019, we increased public education funding by more than $5 billion per biennium. And then in 2021, we added even more. And we also promised to increase teacher pay. We delivered on that promise. We increased teacher pay by more than $1.1 billion a year. But listen, we realize that education is about more than just funding. It's about effective strategies that lead to results. To achieve those goals, we created reading and math academies, and we are rewarding schools based upon the results they deliver. We will fund our schools, but we expect our schools to provide a good quality education for our children. I also promised to improve higher education, and we delivered on that promise. We created the Governor's University Research Initiative to attract the brightest minds to our universities. And since I've been governor, we have more than doubled the number of Tier 1 research universities in Texas. This positions Texas as a leading center for innovation and provides our children with the quality education that will lead to high-paying jobs in their future. But listen, we know that college may not be the right path for everybody. Instead, for many, a high-skilled career is a better option. So, we championed technical education. And I signed a law. That funds apprenticeship programs that train Texans for good-paying jobs. Let me give you an example of how we've seen this work. I visited one of the companies that is adopting this apprenticeship program. Its name is S&B Engineers and Constructors. And when I visited them, I met a woman there who went through this apprenticeship program. And in visiting with her, she told me that just a few years before that, she was homeless. And she told me about how going through that apprenticeship program and working her way up the ladder, she now owns her own home. And I asked her how much she was making. And she told me, and I told her, so a few years ago you were homeless. Today, after this program, you are now making more than the governor of Texas. That is what these programs can do. But at the end of the day, no government program can replace the role that parents play in the education of their children. And yet, the essential role of parents is being diminished by government itself. Parents are losing a voice when it comes to their children's education and even their health care. Many parents feel powerless to be able to do anything about it. That must end. I am running for governor to bolster a parent's Bill of Rights, to restore parents as the primary decision makers over their child's education and health care matters. Parents matter, and we will put parents at the forefront of children.